hello, happy Pride Month, yay! I don't have a bi Pride flag, but I've got a rainbow thingy, yay! So, since it is June, that's Pride Month, I thought I would talk about a few things in that area. First, my personal coming out story. It happened in a few different stages. So I first came out as bi when I was in high school. I did not come out to everybody at the time. So when I was in high school in, let's see, I'm trying to remember what year it was. Well, I was in high school from the years 2003 to 2007. I think I was a junior when it happened. I'm pretty sure. And so that was about, what is that? About 2005 or so. So, yeah. I mean, things were definitely better than like my parents' age, but it's still, gay rights were still not that great. And I was living in I wasn't living in the Bible Belt, but I was still living in a conservative area. And I was living with my Catholic conservative mother and Catholic conservative grandfather. My friend actually came out first, and that just like shocked me. I remember that I actually acted like a shit. I actually acted like a total asshole. I was flabbergasted, and I did not hide it. When she came out, I was like, literally, quite literally, I just went, for like 10 minutes. I didn't know what to say. I was totally shocked. I thought she was like, but dude, you're so boy crazy. You're more boy crazy than me. And we talk about boy bands all the time. Like, it is just like, I mean, she didn't come out as gay. She came out as bi. But still, like, it still shook me to my core. But it also, and I didn't know, at the time, I didn't know anybody else who was not straight. At that time. But it also made me question myself. It made me question, like, whoa, wait, if it's possible, which sounds totally stupid. Come on, I was also like 14 or 15, something like that. So, as a kid and stupid. But it made me think, like, okay, so if it's possible for her, then could it be possible for me? Well, that sounds weird, but it made me question myself. And if it's possible for somebody else, then maybe it's possible for me. Not that I wanted to copy her or anything, but it was just like, whoa, wait a minute. If it's like, if someone like that can like girls, and it's like normal for them, not totally cray cray, do I like girls too in that way? And it's not totally cray cray. Like, that sounds really stupid. But that was my thought process, and well, after examining things and thinking about it, like, oh shit, you know what? I think I'm also bi. I think I also like girls in that way more than I wanted to ever admit. Goddamn, maybe it's not that crazy of a thing after all. And then further still, I realized that I had feelings for this friend that went beyond friendship. And that really sounds like I was just trying to copy her, but we had been friends for a very long time. We had known each other for a very long time. So I thought she's like, oh, she's just my really good friend. Well, I realized that I wanted to be more than that. And she was very sweet. I asked her out online actually. I didn't do it to her face. It was actually through like a quiz thing. It was like this like questionnaire thing we sent back like between each other. Like literally like these like questions like what's your favorite band? What's your favorite color? Like these like I don't know, 50 or 100 like random just questions, and one of them being, how do you feel about the friend who sent this to you? And that's when I said in there, like, oh, I actually have a crush on this person, on this friend. I don't remember what I said exactly, but it was something like that. And then I sent the quiz to her, and she filled it out and sent it back to me. And in that space, she said, well, this person is my very best friend, but I don't think of them in that way. Like, she let me down. Really, she was really nice and easy, but so I asked and she answered through this just like online quiz thing. There was no talk actually between us, like not even over text, uh, or messenger or anything. It was through a quiz. Kind of weird, but it broke my heart. But at least like she didn't make it weird. We stayed friends. And speaking of making it weird, I came out to, this is where I'm hazy on all the details. I don't remember what friends I came out to. I came out to all my close friends, but not just like everybody. And most of my friends were like, okay, cool, whatever. They didn't care. I had one friend who did the like awful stereotypical thing like, oh, gross. Does that mean you like me now? Does that mean you're going to hit on me now? Does that mean you're going to check out girls in the locker room now? Like, I mean, if I was going to hit on you before, I would have. If I was going to check out girls before, then I would have. It's not like coming out turns you into a pervert. And I'm not a pervert, so I'm not going to start doing any of that. And fuck you for thinking that because someone coming out makes them a pervert. Just like, and the audacity of that just because I'm saying I like girls automatically means I like you. No, I have standards. Like, I've seen so many videos and memes, whatever, about that. It actually does happen. This person, whatever, their reaction was like, ew, don't hit on me then. Like, bitch, even though I like girls, even if I was a lesbian and only liked girls, I wouldn't hit on you or ask you out. Like, we're friends, but shit. I mean, she had nice boobs. She had really big boobs. She was like flat in middle school, and then puberty hit her hard and very nicely. She just, whoa. But that doesn't mean that I had a thing for her. Luckily, she was the only one that reacted with that of like, ew, gross. Don't hit on me. Like, no problem there, sister. I will not hit on you. I did have a friend, unfortunately, that used my sexuality. Her motives, to be honest, are not really clear to me. And I guess I could try to talk to her about it to try to clear the air, but it's been so long now that I just want to keep it buried. But it still kind of hurts me to this day. I have only slept with one woman one time. And it was a friend. And at the time, I think she said that she was just bi-curious, I think. Something like that. Um, Long story short, we ended up sleeping together. And I thought she actually liked me. I thought she was going to leave her boyfriend to be with me. I had a boyfriend at the time too. Both of our boyfriends knew that we were doing this. Both of our boyfriends were like, "Oh my god, that's so hot. Two girls together. We should have a threesome." Like, our boyfriends were pigs and assholes. Um, yeah, they didn't count it as cheating on them at all, because they literally thought like, "Oh my god, that's so hot." And it was, "Oh, take a video and send it to me." Like, they didn't consider it cheating, which is weird, you know? Just because they're two girls, like, that's not fair. You don't consider it cheating? Fine, whatever. And no, we never did have a threesome or a foursome. Never happened. Uh, she is also a drinking buddy. She was. I had two groups of friends. One was like a normal, whatever friend group, and then the other was like drinking friends. I started drinking when I was like in middle school. And this group of friends were friends that like I went to parties with in high school. Had parties at their house or whatever. Did stupid stuff when I was drunk. No drugs, unless you count hookah. But drinking. Lots and lots of drinking. And doing stupid shit at parties. Like, for example, getting drunk with this friend and making out in front of everybody at the party and pissing them off and like, oh, ew, gross, get a room, that's so disgusting. Why are they doing it in front of us? Yep, people got really pissed off when we did that one time when we got drunk and we was just put on a show for everybody. Ugh. Well, that kind of actually really explains my relationship with her as far as like the sex side goes, is that it was a show for her. It was entertainment for her. I think she was really literally kind of curious about her sexuality, but she told me later that she wasn't actually really into me that way. It was mostly like for fun. You know, to be whatever. It's a sexy thing when two girls sleep together, right? Blah. And to turn on her boyfriend. Like, to use it as a turn on for her boyfriend, like when we would make out in front of each other in public or whatever, as a turn on for her boyfriend. Not that she really actually had any true feelings that she wanted to explore with me. I was just kind of being used as a prop, a sex prop, a toy, a I don't know what else. But yeah, I was being used. And that hurt. That hurt to hear that. Like, I was very confused myself in my like romantic feelings of it. I didn't want to leave my boyfriend. I had issues with my boyfriend that I will go into further details, but I did love my boyfriend, but I loved her. And I loved what we had together, and I loved that I was able to explore that side of me. I don't know, maybe I was hoping that we could have a polyamorous relationship or something. I was very tortured at the time. I felt very stuck. I didn't want to leave him, but I knew that I couldn't really be with her. Is killing me. And then to find out that she really actually wasn't doing it to be with me, just because it was a fun thing to do. It was it went on. It went for our first years in college too. So it's like, a fun college thing to do. That's what girls do in college, is they experiment. I was her experiment. She was experimenting. Like, it was just, there was no further substance for her than that. um, Yeah, it obviously it's stopped. I think she just it was a while ago, and I don't remember exactly. I think she stopped it at one point. Um, because I think I was trying to ask, like, are we going to take this somewhere, or are we just gonna keep getting drunk and fucking? And we still stayed friends after that, but it was definitely like different. And yeah, I haven't been with any other female since then. Do I regret that? Do I regret being with her? No. Um, it did help me realize that yes, okay, I am into both genders. uh, I do regret the confusion and the heartache. And speaking of both genders, I would like to talk about pansexual versus bisexual. Because some people like to bash on bisexuals because that's excluding the rest of the gender spectrum. The term of bisexuality has been around for much, much, much longer than pansexuality. That doesn't mean either one is better than the other, or any less or any more valid or legit or anything. They are terms, and they are separate, but they're both valid. For me personally, the way that I define bisexuality for me is that I do acknowledge that there is a gender spectrum, a gender expression spectrum, but I am personally only attracted to those human beings who express themselves, who look, who are, whatever, who present as obviously cis male or obviously cis female. That is what I am attracted to. That doesn't mean that I think non-binary people are disgusting, or that trans people don't exist, or whatever. It's not that I don't acknowledge that there's everything else. I just, for me personally, when I find that I like someone, it's, oh, they are a male or they're a female. That's just what I happen to like. That's what my hardwiring is. That's how it is. So that is not to say that I don't. That's not to say that I find other people disgusting or ugly or invalid or anything like that. Of course not. I'm just. And it's not impossible for me to be attracted to a non-binary person or trans person or intersex person, whatever. It's just more likely for me to be attracted to someone who is male or female. There you go. I have a problem with pansexuality because of the stigma that it raises, because of the fact that I've heard it so often, like, pan people are like hearts, not parts. You know, they see all human beings as just a human being. It doesn't matter what's in their pants. I love them equally. Like, I apologize for my tone of voice, but it's people really need to be careful, because it can come off as really judgmental and really offensive. That if you're not pansexual, then you are homophobic. That's the kind of language that I have seen in person and online. That's the kind of language that my stepdaughter, especially recently, that my stepdaughters, the younger stepdaughter who is still going to her charter school. Is that the right word? Whatever. It's not a public school. It's an artsy school. So you can imagine the kind of like kids it attracts, at an artsy school where there's more non-straight kids than straight. My older stepdaughter, who is straight, she's now in college, so she's not there anymore. But she would actually get teased for being straight. She would actually get left out of certain friend groups because she's straight. It is a little ass backwards at their school than to what I experienced. And yes, I am married to a cis male. I'm married to a man. That does not stop me from still finding females attractive. No, that does not mean that I am going to go and cheat on my husband with a female. I am very happily, satisfactorily married to my husband, and he knows I am bi. Speaking of my husband and my stepdaughters, when did I come out to them? Well, I honestly don't remember my husband. I think he knew before we were dating, but he knew when we met. And it wasn't a big thing. I mean, living in Flagstaff, Arizona, it's a very, it's a blue bubble here in a red state. Like I just described my stepdaughter's school, where it's an artsy school. Like it's just the area. I don't remember when I told him. It came up. I'm sure it came up at some point, and I was like, "Hey, I'm bi. Are you cool with that?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck." It wasn't a big thing, and it doesn't bother him now. My stepdaughters are a different story. I actually didn't come out to them until last year, I believe. Last Pride year. I think. I'm pretty sure it was just last year. And it happened because of Instagram and Ash Nico. What I mean by that is on Instagram, I started an Instagram page thingy, and I put in the description thingy on my page. I put in there, because it is June, it is Pride Month, so I put in there bisexual, because I noticed a trend on Instagram, especially around Pride Month. People were putting in their sexuality in there. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, here. Why not? Then I can post bi Pride memes and it won't look weird. And Ash Nico came out with a Slumber Party song. And it's a catchy tune. My stepdaughters were listening to it constantly. So those two things combined, I think one of them just straight up just asked me one day. They're like, "Whoa, on your Instagram it says you're bi. Are you bi?" And I was just like, yeah, I am. And I mentioned the Ash Nico song, Slumber Party, because I said that, I had said a few times already that I love that song, but it also kind of makes me depressed and brings up bad memories for me when I hear it. So of course they were wanting to know more. What do you mean by that? Because I can't keep my fat mouth shut. I didn't give them the details. I just said well, okay, since you know I'm bi now, I can say that, yeah, I had a friend who was a girl that I had relations with, and she hurt me. She used me. I think that's about as far as I went with. Like, so that song is awesome, but it also like makes me sad because it is like what I thought we were gonna have together, and we didn't. She used me instead. Um, and yeah, so the one stepdaughter was like, okay, whatever. She didn't really have anything to say about it. The older stepdaughter, she now is like, she is like a super ally, like awesome ally. She just was like sending me like buy wife energy stuff, and I don't know, she brings it up a lot. So I'm very, 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 very grateful that they're supportive. I don't remember how or when I came out to my parents. I don't think I ever told them to their face, or if they asked. I think it just kind of just slipped by. Ha ha ha. They probably just started posting some things on Facebook. Um, you know, the kind of things where it's like, if you know, you know, sort of things, or saying like, oh, I'm excited for Pride Month, like just, or putting, you know, rainbow themed thing, like things that if you were paying attention, you would notice. So I honestly don't know if both of my parents know. I'm pretty sure by this point they know, and I don't think they care. If my mom had found out way back in high school, she would have cared, but she's not Catholic anymore. She's Episcopalian, and they're cool with the gays. You know, they're fine with the gays. So, we're good. We just don't talk about it. So that's my coming out stuff. Nothing really all that exciting or traumatic. Like I said, a lot of it I don't really remember. Um, you know, not even really sure of how some things happened. I'm very blessed that in that way, that it was not super traumatic. You know, nobody threatened to kick me out or anything like that. I didn't have to do conversion therapy. Again, I think if certain people had known earlier on in my life, it would have been a different story. But I kept it from adults for a while. Love you, no matter what gender or sexuality expression that you are. You are loved, no matter what. Mwah.